Hi everyone, my name's Ganeshalingam, so perfectly said Abby, so she was practicing very hard with my surname, so 10 out of 10 for that. And this is Beth.
Hi everyone, I'm Beth, good morning, and I work at Colgate as Group Brand Manager.
So lovely to have you here. So we're going to have a bit of a chat about an initiative that we've done with Change Please and Colgate. It's called Driving for Change, and we'll explain a little bit about the success of the program. We're only in our sort of second year of the program, but we're looking to continue it for the long term. So yeah, hopefully we can excite you with what we've done. So Change Please Coffee. So if you've been lining up all morning for our coffee, firstly apologies, but secondly thank you, because all your support is actually doing great work for battling homelessness in the UK, but we've also launched around the world. The business was started by my actually not my founder, because that would be my mother, by our founder, the business, Jamal, and he started as a venture when he was going through a bit of a midlife crisis. Basically, he was a commodity trader trading in diamonds and gold, and sort of questioned his life one day and said, look, what am I actually doing? Will I be really proud about my life? Was coming back to Heathrow, saw someone on the street holding a sign called Change Please. It started clicking into his mind about maybe I can do something about fighting homelessness. And he got into coffee because he felt coffee, as you know, is a burgeoning industry and a booming industry. And also because coffee is a really safe place to work with. So what we do is we actually train homeless people to become baristas, and it's a very much an employment-first model. That's what it starts with. So as we said, we fight homelessness through employment first. So obviously we've seen the challenges in the city and all around the world. But Jamal's main point was about we need to get them a job. It's not about just firefighting. It's not a Band-Aid solution. It's really about getting them back on their feet, giving them another shot at life. And the best way to do that is through employment. So we do a full life intervention at Change Please. So all the coffee that hopefully you'll buy from now on, which is Change Please, all the profits go towards our training program. And the training program is quite intensive. So one of the things we always point out is that you don't become homeless because you have a drug and alcohol issue. You become homeless because you had a mental trauma. We've had people who suddenly were perfectly doing well, who lost a family member, who had an issue with their mother, like which we've had some case studies, and suddenly they're 3 months later they're on the streets. And so the problem is much closer to home than you think, literally. So we do a lot of work around mental health therapy. We train them into baristas, because by training them to baristas, you not only give them a great skill that they can be proud of, but also they learn about interacting with customers. They bring their confidence back. It's all about bringing their spirit of confidence and esteem and giving them something to really be proud of. And barista skills is something we know that we all respect. And it's a really great interactive method, because people have asked us, like, why not bars? Why not other hospitality spaces? But working in cafes is probably the best way to do it. So that's as you can see, it's a pretty interactive program. We give them housing. We get them financial literacy. We've worked with another partner in HSBC to be able to do that. And really give them an opportunity. And by the way, the barista is only their first step. We've got people who've now joined us at Change Please in our IT, in our finance department, in marketing. So it's about giving them that step ahead. So that's the first one. But we're here to talk about driving for change, and that's really based on the second one, which is about providing vital services. So, there's a lot of people that we can help and we can get them back on their feet. But as you know, when you're walking through the Strand or near Charing Cross or in the other places, there are rough sleepers who are really struggling. And with what's happened in terms of Brexit and COVID and the cost of living crisis, servicing is getting tougher and tougher and tougher. I mean, we're all feeling that to a certain extent. So imagine people on rough sleeping. So this is about also giving vital services to them directly. And one of the big things that we discovered was around dental health. So 40% of people that battle homelessness have dental issues. 17%, and I know this is quite a confronting image, and it's not a mock-up image. This happened a couple of weeks ago. Someone had to get their teeth pulled out by a passerby because 17% of people are so much in pain, they try to pull out their own teeth. And so, this is a real issue. I think we've got our head of Driving for Change partnership, Hen, here. He mentioned a lady had come on the bus and she pulled out multiple teeth and needed help. So that's when we started thinking we need to do something about this. It's not good enough from our side. And hence, we were very, very lucky to get a partnership with Colgate, which Beth is going to explain.
So, as a brand, before you embark on a partnership with a charity or, in this case, a social enterprise, it's really important that, A, you feel really inspired by the story that they tell you, and you've all just heard the story, and so you can imagine at Colgate we were all super inspired to work out how we can work together collaboratively. The other element that should always be considered as well is how your brand beliefs and your values align. And in Colgate's case, our brand belief is that everyone deserves a future that they can smile about, which links so nicely with everything that Change Please is trying to champion and trying to help people that are experiencing homeless, because they are trying to give them a second chance for a new future. So this aligned absolutely brilliantly. The other part is about company values being aligned, because Colgate is a caring, we're inclusive, and we also really champion people that are optimistic and courageous. And as you've just heard the founder's story, he had to be incredibly courageous in order to stop doing his job that probably paid him like an amazing salary, no doubt. Jamal can let us know on that one. And really just make a cause for change and really go there and do something very different with his life to help other people's lives. And this is where magic happens in partnerships, when your values align and your missions align. And through having different shared knowledge, about having credibility in different areas, this allowed us to make a huge impact when it comes to what we created. So what did we create? And Ari has already mentioned the word bus, so hopefully the slide is not a surprise. So what did we do? So Change Please and the Driving for Change team created a refurbed London double-decker bus. And not only was this bus refurbed, and we'll go into the services a little bit more, but the top part of that bus, a dentist was created at the top of that bus to provide that absolutely really important, vital service. And the bus, at the moment, we have 2 buses, and actually I think it's now coming up to 3, isn't it now? And essentially those buses go around London, so they're out 3 days a week in areas that are hotspots, so that we come to the people that need it most, that are experiencing homelessness. And you'll see us actually not far from here, so Hackney, Croydon, and also in Lewisham as well. And Ari, do you want to go into a bit more detail about what else people can get on the bus?
Yeah, so building a bus isn't very straightforward, and our global head of brand is here, and as I mentioned, Hen, so Manu, it was a tough project, but they managed to get it done. It took a lot of work, so it's not as easy. There's a lot of compliance that you need to do. You need to work with a lot of amazing partners, whether it be the NHS or dental professional. It is a lot of work, but we got there at the end, and it's really incredible achievement. So as you said, the dental setup, as you can see, this is in the bus, a proper dental clinic with the ability to do X-rays, and also a lot of the products that Colgate also provide us, which is very important. Then you'll see also we have a hairdresser facility, and you might think it's a bit cosmetic, and you're thinking, well, is that really necessary? It makes a huge difference. We talk about confidence and self-esteem, and the difference you see between a person before they come on the bus and then they get that haircut to when they leave is considerable. And also it allows our hairdresser to talk to them, really understand about what they're going through, so they can advise our team on the bus on what some other ways that they could help. Because you really need to build confidence. Like, the bus can't just turn up, you go, okay, everyone come on. It takes a couple of visits to get that confidence back, and the team knows that. There's showers, there's toilets. It's actually quite worth living in. I mean, it could be a second home. So you've got all those facilities. We have a GP service that you can do online, and it's a bit of a privacy room. So if they need to take off their clothes and they've got a doctor to do it, that's all prepared there for them. Amenities, there is a laundry in the other bus, and also a lot of, like I said, mental health therapy is very crucial. So we have a lot of sessions around having therapists come in and do that. So it's a full life intervention. It's a full 360 bus. So, you know, I think that's it's an incredible piece.
And from a brand perspective, it's really important that in these times that people want to have trust in brands. And at Colgate and with the partnership with Change Please, we saw this as an opportunity to share a narrative together on what the partnership is doing and how it's really, really making an impact. So we partnered together with some other media partners. So we worked with our agency Wavemaker, and we also worked with Channel 4 as a media partner also. We then additionally started to think, well, how are we going to get this story across in a really native fashion that people can really, really understand? And before I play the creative that we used as part of the TV campaign, I want to give a huge shout out to the person that shared his story in this ad. So Raphael came through the Change Please program, and he had a huge amount of gravity and courage to share his story in such a public way.
And now Channel 4 and Colgate presents an initiative helping people experiencing homelessness. With social enterprise, Change Please.
9 minutes.
This is where you slept?
Yeah, it's meant to think. At times that was my home.
And how old were you at the time?
17.
Still practically a kid?
Yeah. Wasn't good at home and it just wasn't a safe environment.
What happened next for you?
Met the Change Please, trained me up to be a barista. They boosted my self-esteem, helped me get back on my feet. I was off the rails.
I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for Change Please. So, what was your health like when you were sleeping here, when you was homeless?
Yeah, it wasn't too good, man. One of the things that was really hurting me was my teeth. At one point, I got tooth infection. It's really tough getting a dentist when you're homeless.
Tell me a bit about this bus.
So it's a partnership between Colgate and Change Please, and they offer dental services to people that are homeless. It's a small step that's going to help us all smile again.
So I've just been clarified, these numbers keep going up. So we did go out to Lewisham yesterday, and it's been quite incredible. So we're opening into different boroughs, but it's been an incredible piece of reach for us. So we have about over 550 guests now that have come through the bus, and also we're aiming for about 1,000 this year, but I think we're going to surpass that very easily.
And in terms of the impact that this has had, there has been a huge amount of media coverage surrounding the impact and what we are achieving together. We've even had support from, as you can see on the screen there, the Mayor of London in this city, which has been fantastic. We've also been really pleased to see where we've done brand tracking that we together have raised awareness of Change Please through putting this on everyone's TV screens. And also in broadcast VOD. We've also extended the campaign into cinema as well. So we were really pleased that we were helping to also drive a new brand out there that has that purpose. And then from a Colgate perspective, I can imagine there's a lot of brands in the room today wondering, well, what does that mean for the brand? And actually we've seen some really encouraging brand uplift scores on areas that we're really owning. So consumers are seeing us as more caring, they're seeing us as more modern as a brand, and these are brand scores that we really want to drive through equity campaigns such as the partnership that we have, as well as making that impact.
Amazing. And so awards-wise, I mean, we're just throwing this on only because it's so important for programs like this, particularly with community awards, to be able to win. And there's been some incredible awards. I won't list them out, but it does get us more sponsors and more partners and more visibility. So if you know of brands that want to work with the buses, please let us know, because we've had such incredible help. But we really want to expand this program, not just in the UK, but hopefully in some of the other markets we're in. But also we won something
Yeah, I think we're still pinching ourselves that together we won a CAN award for a Bronze Lions award last week. So yes, everyone is very super excited about that because it also just gives such a good, also global platform for everyone to hear about the partnership as well. And a few more words from a brand perspective in terms of how to make a partnership like this really, really work. And I'd really, really encourage people to think about how they can integrate a purpose-built campaign more into their organization and into their marketing plans as well. But also, what other resources as a brand can you help within that partnership? So at Colgate, we have an amazing partnership with our professionals in the industry, so dentists, hygienists, any dentist professionals like that. And we have a huge database and a number of ways of speaking to them at conferences that we can reach out. And what we did as a result was that we actually created a roster of dentists who were willing to volunteer on the bus alongside the community dental services. And this is something that we have felt really, really proud of as an organisation because that bit has made such a difference. Also, it's really encouraged to make sure that everyone's really living and breathing the campaign across the company. And that's where some of the best ideas come from. So that's where the dental roster idea came from. Our CRM manager came up with a great idea of how we can drive awareness of the Change Please coffee through giving away bundles through our CRM database program, which is really exciting. We launched the creative in cinemas this year, which makes a perfect partner sense as you can buy Change Please coffee at Everyman Cinemas. So next time you go to an Everyman, think about making sure you make your coffee choices. And then equally, partnerships that Change Please have. So they have a great partnership with David Lloyd, and this has enabled us to get more fundraising from those people because you can buy the coffee at David Lloyd as well if anyone belongs there.
Amazing. I think we're nearly getting the wrap up. So yeah. I think this is the last slide. So I think, look, the future is the future. I'd love to say is brighter, but as I was talking to Hen, we're expecting about 300,000 households to face homelessness this year alone. I mean, and it's not going to get better. So these sort of initiatives are super important, and your support is massively important. So we're just trying to give avenues, I think, to build further collaboration. We want to go into other cities. Change Please is launched in some other countries as well. So this is really the start between us and Colgate, and I guess the deeper integration point as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we continue from a long-term partnership perspective, we really work with all of our colleagues internally as together, not just the team that are working on it, of how we can push the partnership forward. And additionally, it's really important to note that where we're working with a social enterprise partner, we actually have charity days that we are then now using for our company to volunteer with Change Please, which actually, I think they're volunteering today, where they're actually cleaning the bus. So this is something that is really a good thing to think about.
So I guess, thank you from both of us. I just want to, hopefully that gave you a bit of a quick insight. We're here, obviously, to chat to. I just wanted to, Beth and I were just talking, and I know it's a really important point because I've been seeing it a lot, and I think we want to pass on the message. But if you are seeing someone on the street who's asking for money, I know we don't all carry coins anymore, but one thing I do ask you is just to say, I don't have coins. How are you? Are you okay? It will mean a world of difference. They're very invisible, and just doing that simple act will be much more powerful than giving them a coin. So just with that, I hope that was all good, and thank you for listening to us, and thank you for the time. Thanks.